everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we're going to learn how to add IndiaMART leads inquiries to Salesforce for biotechnology services. So, I'm an owner of a biotechnology services business and I promote my business with the help of IndiaMART, in which I receive a lot of leads and inquiries for my business. And I use Salesforce as a CRM application in my business. Here, what I want is that as soon as by the potential customers or clients, a new lead is going to be generated in my IndiaMART account, I want to create that lead in my Salesforce account as well. I want to add the same lead in my Salesforce account. Now doing this manually is very time consuming. So what I've done is I've simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. And here in this automation, I'm going to build a connection between IndiaMART and Salesforce with the help of it. So if you also want to learn about this amazing automation process step by step, for that let me take you to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to add IndiaMART leads inquiries to Salesforce for biotechnology services. So as an owner of a biotechnology services business, I use IndiaMART to generate high quality leads from potential clients looking for biotech solutions. And I use Salesforce to manage and track all my leads efficiently. To streamline this process, I've set up an automation that seamlessly transfers leads from my IndiaMART into my Salesforce account in real time. This ensures that no inquiry is missed and my team can focus on engaging with potential clients without any manual data entry. And I'm going to create this amazing automation between IndiaMART and Salesforce with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign into our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign into my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the All Pabbly Apps window in front of you, in which you can see all the products that Pabbly provides. From which we are going to select this Pabbly Connect by clicking on this Access Now button right here. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow over here, I'm going to give it as Add IndiaMART Leads Inquiries to Salesforce for Biotechnology Services. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow. After that, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. These are the folders from which I'm going to select IndiaMART Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving the name to the workflow and selecting the folder, I'm going to click on this Create button in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of Add IndiaMART Leads Inquiries to Salesforce for Biotechnology Services, and you can see that there are two windows in front of you. One here says Trigger, other says Action. So what is Trigger and Action? Trigger and Action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two principles. Over here, Trigger says when this happens and Action says do this. That means what is Action? Action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We are going to set up our trigger step first. And for the trigger application over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as IndiaMART. As with the help of IndiaMART, I'm receiving a lot of leads and inquiries for my business. I want that as soon as a new lead is going to be generated in my IndiaMART account, automatically the trigger over here should capture the response of that. And that is why for my trigger application, I've selected it as IndiaMART. And for the trigger event, I'm going to select it as new leads. After selecting the trigger application and the event, you can see that Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. Now using this unique webhook URL, I'm going to build the connection between IndiaMART and Pabbly Connect by following the steps given here below in the help desk. So firstly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, I'm going to log into my IndiaMART account that I want to connect to Pabbly Connect. After logging in, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect this account to Pabbly Connect. In order to do that, from the left side of the panel, go towards this Lead Manager option right here. After landing towards the Lead Manager option, on the top left corner it says Menu. I'm going to click on this button, and from the drop down, I'm going to go to Import Export Leads option right here. Now from the given options, I'm going to click on this Push API section right here. As we're going to do that, we are going to land on Push API integration page of our IndiaMART account. Now over here it is asking for us to select a source. For the source over here, I'm going to click on this drop down right here, and the given source is not provided in the drop down. So I'm going to select option as other right here. After that, this dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the platform name and the URLs. Firstly, for the platform name over here, I'm going to give it as Pabbly Connect. This is the platform name, and for the URL, I'm going to paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. And then I'm going to click on this save button. It is asking the reason why we're creating this API. For that, I'm going to select the random reason from here and then click on this button right here. As I've done that, the webhook URL has now been successfully added to my IndiaMART account. As now this webhook URL is added, I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down. It is saying waiting for webhook response. So now to check whether IndiaMART is connected to Pabbly Connect or not, what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate a test lead in my IndiaMART account. And after generating the test lead, I'm going to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response of the test lead being generated or not. Now in order to generate the test lead, I'm going to log into my IndiaMART users account. So this is my IndiaMART users account, and using this account, I'm going to generate the test lead. For generating the test lead, I have created a dummy product. So I'm going to search for the dummy product that I've created right over here. This is a dummy product that I've created. I'm going to select it, and using this dummy product, I'm going to generate the test lead. For that, I'm going to click on this contact supplier button right here. It is asking for the message, the query that I have. So for the query over here, I'm going to write it as, this is the query that I have. I want to purchase a PCR thermal cycler. Do you have different models available? So this is the query that I have. I'm going to click on this next button. It is asking for the GST number right over here. So I'm going to enter a dummy GST number right here, and then I'm going to click on this submit button. As I've done that, it says your details are sent. This means now the test lead is generated. As now the test lead is generated, I'm going to go back to my workflow over here and scroll down. You can see the response of the test lead being generated has been captured in our trigger. The status is success. We have received the query ID. This is subject of our query right here. The state over here comes as Madhya Pradesh. The name of the lead comes over here as Angel. For the phone number, this is the mobile number of the lead. Email is testuser@pabblytudes.com. Country is IN, that is India. Company is test company. City is Bhopal. Address is Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. This is the date and time of the query being generated. This was the dummy product that we have created in our IndiaMART account. And this is the same message, that is the query that we have generated. I want to purchase a PCR thermal cycler. Do you have different models available? Okay, so this was the same query. As now the response of the lead being generated has been captured in our trigger, this means that IndiaMART is connected to Pabbly Connect and our trigger setup is done. After setting up our trigger step, we need to set up our action step, in which for the action application over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Salesforce. As now what I want is I want to create this lead that was generated in my IndiaMART account as a lead in my Salesforce account as well. That is why my action application is Salesforce and my action event is going to be create lead. Okay, and then I'm going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection that you have. After that, click on connect with Salesforce button. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the permission. So I'm going to click on this allow button, as this is a safe process and my data is perfectly safe with Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to click on this allow button right here. As I've done that, you can see I have successfully authorized Salesforce with Pabbly Connect. After authorizing, it is asking for all these details, with the help of which we are going to create a new lead in our Salesforce account. So for the data of these fields, what we are going to do is we are going to map the data. What is mapping? Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. And how mapping works is that as soon as I'm going to click on this field, this was the previous step. As I'm going to click on it, this is the same response that was captured in our previous step. In this response, we have received our leads data, and I'm going to create the same lead as a lead in my Salesforce account. So for the data of this first name field, I'm going to select the data of the first name of my lead from my previous response. As now selected the data from my previous response, what happens is the data is mapped. And as now I have mapped the data has now become dynamic. That means now whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this mapped data. After that, over here it is asking for the last name, that is a required field. In the response over here, I've received my lead's name, which I'm going to search right over here. And for the name, I've received the first name of my lead only, but the last name is a required field. So I'm going to select this first name as the last name as well. Okay. After that, over here it is asking for the title. So for the title over here, I'm going to write it as new lead. Okay, so this is the title that I want right here. It is asking for the company name. So I'm going to search for the company name right over here. This is the company name. I'm going to map the data. For the phone number over here, I'm going to map the data of the phone number right here. This is the mobile number. For the address, email address over here, I'm going to map the data of the email address of my lead right here. Okay. After that, it is asking for the description. Description is going to be the inquiry that my lead has generated. So I'm going to search for the message and I'm going to map the data of the description right over here. That is the inquiry. Okay. For the lead source, if I'm going to click on the drop down, the lead source is not provided. So I'm going to toggle this map button on, erase the existing data from here. And for the lead source over here, I'm going to write it as IndiaMART lead. Okay. So this is the lead source. Okay. After that, it is asking for the status. There are multiple statuses. I'm going to select as open right here. For the rating, I'm going to select as hot right over here. Street is the address. For the address over here, I'm going to map the data of the street address that I've received. For the city over here, I'm going to map the data of the city data right here. And then it is asking for the country name. So I'm going to map the data of the country name right over here. This is the country name. I'm going to map the data. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on this Save and Send Test Request button right here. As I've done that, we have received a response in which we have received the ID, which is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my Salesforce account. So this is the leads page of my Salesforce account. You can see right here. I'm going to refresh this page from here. And as I've refreshed the page, you can see a new lead has been added in my Salesforce account. If I'm going to open it, the new lead is in the name of Angel. Angel, you can see right over here. The company name is Test Company. Title is new lead. Status is open. This is the lead source, that is IndiaMART lead. Phone number, this is the mobile number of the lead, and the email is testuser@pabblytudes.com with the rating as hot. If I'm going to further scroll down, the description is the message, the inquiry that we have generated, and the address is Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, Bhopal, India. Okay. So as you can see, the IndiaMART lead has been successfully added in my Salesforce account as well. This means that we have successfully created an automation between IndiaMART and Salesforce with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up till now what we have done, I am an owner of a biotechnology services business and I promote my business with the help of IndiaMART in which I receive a lot of leads and inquiries, and I use Salesforce to manage all those leads. For the trigger, I've selected as IndiaMART new leads, as whenever by the potential customers or clients a new lead is going to be generated in my IndiaMART account, the trigger over here is going to capture the response of the leads details. For the action, I've selected it as Salesforce create lead. Now this lead that was generated in our IndiaMART account and the trigger has captured the response. Using those leads details, automatically that lead is going to be created in my Salesforce account using this action step. And with Pabbly Connect, in this manner, we can build the connection between these two applications. So this was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Not just with these applications, you can create automation between multiple other applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any questions, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can check the queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.